Mic check 1 2. Andrew, can I get a mic check?
Mic check, yes. Mic check 1 2.
I know we ain't got no problem with that, but it's for sure. Okay. Viewers, what's up?
We live?
Yes, we are live.
Oh,
Okay. Hey, I'd like to welcome to my viewers all over the world. I like saying that because I'm going to be worldwide, baby. Viewers all over the world, thank you for tuning in to another hot episode of One Love Entertainment Podcast. And I have a special guest with me this evening. Man, listen. Pulling strings and twisting people's arms and getting them on here, but I got him on here, man. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's going to take a minute. Let me introduce promoter, MC, host, a lot of events, former athlete, baseball, okay, football,
and track.
Okay. And he's known as the voice of the city of Trenton, New Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Andrew Bobbitt is in the building.
Thanks, babe.
Hey, man.
Thanks for letting me on.
Hey, pleasure to have you, man. And I see you rocking that Trenton High.
I got this done by my boy Bruce Boyd. Give Bruce Boyd a shout out.
Yeah. Bruce be making some hot stuff. Yeah. Gotta get him to make some One Love Entertainment t-shirts for me.
Yeah.
Words bond. So, hey, Andrew, welcome. I'm gonna turn the mic over to you a little bit to let the world, give us a little bio about you, man.
Oh man, Andrew Bobbitt grew up in Trenton, originally from North Carolina, but I've been here over 50-something years. I was a star athlete at Trenton High back in the 80s, from 80 to 1980 to 83. All Mercer, all area in baseball, football, and also indoor track. Matter of fact, I ran one time in New York, and Herschel Walker was there, and he was running. So I've been around,
Against him or
no, not against him. He happened to be there. It was championship.
Okay. All right. Herschel was in the building. That's what's up. Dallas Eagles.
See, there you go with that, man.
Oh, my bad.
I was going to wear my Dallas hat, but I ain't going to.
You were the right thing, man. Class 83. Shout out to the Trent Central High School, Class 83. Okay. Now, baseball. From my understanding, you hold a record here in the city of Trenton for baseball.
Yeah.
Pitching.
Yeah.
And what exactly explain us that record.
Well, Peanut Belly.
Yes.
DJ now, Peanut Belly. He was my catcher.
Oh, what?
So
DJ Easy P.
Yeah. So when we was in the 9th grade, we went up against Steiner. Steiner was the best baseball team, even junior high all the way to high school. They had so many people go to college, and I pitched on a Saturday. I had 16 strikeouts, and we won the game 2-1. That was the first time that ever happened, and I don't think it ever happened again.
Especially against Steiner.
Trenton School, yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm the only one in Trenton High history that had 13 strikeouts, and we only pitched 7 innings, but I pitched 10 in the Mercer County playoffs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
And that record is still holding up to this day.
Yeah.
And okay, well, maybe I ask you this question: are you still got relationships with any of the baseball teams throughout the city? Oh
yeah, we've worked for the city, and then at the same time period, my first year working for the city, I ran recreation for 20 years. I'm the first supervisor of the Weed and Seed program.
Yeah.
So when we started Weed and Seed for the kids, and Mayor Palmer brought it in, so I was the first supervisor. So I ran everything, the pools, baseball, basketball leagues, the summer programs, gave out the summer jobs. So I stayed busy for like 20 years doing that.
Yes, I remember, especially the Weed and Seed. That was a program that helped a lot.
Yeah.
They're not kids anymore, but kids that got transitioned to the good adults.
And you know what? The thing about it, I started a program and the city wouldn't give us money. It was the Trenton Fishing Derby, so I went outside the box. They said that we couldn't do it. So me and a couple friends went and started collecting stuff from like in Bordentown. We was in Bordentown, Yardville, just getting equipment for fishing poles.
Fishing, okay.
So when they told me not to do it, you know me, I did it anyway because I know it was for the kids. So the next thing happened, 300 people showed up with the kids.
Good.
And we had enough posts. So what they did, they took that program and put it inside the city and made it the city Trenton, the city of Trenton Fishing Derby.
Fishing, yeah, I help out every year. They ask me to come over.
So we started that. I helped start that with people. I never did anything by myself, but we started that years ago.
Good. Definitely, you kept sports, kept the kids entertained, kept things going kept things going.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. Just kept things going, entertaining, sports, and stuff like that.
And then we had the Take It to the Street program.
Yes.
And we would take, it was started by Chubby Blackwell. He gave me, this is what he did to me. He gave me one table, a carry-on boombox, and some Monopoly toys and shit, excuse me, and sit me out in the middle of the street with no tent. It was hot as hell. But what I did, I took it to another level. It started getting so popular. Next thing you know, I had 23 kids working with me.
Right.
And then we started Take It to the Street. Then we would have a movie night.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you was on that street, you could have a band, live band, and stuff like that. So we took that to another level. And then the good thing about it, I stayed with those kids. If you wanted to work with me, I would check your grades from the time you went to school, after the summer was over, all the way until it was time to come back. And that's how I kept the kids with high grades, and then they got their job. But we ran that program so long, and it was getting so popular, we received an award from President Bush, and they gave us, it's the best summer program in the United States. So, and the program is still running now by a former Take It to the Street kid, Khadijah. Yeah, I got a lot of the kids, not a whole lot, but they working for the city now, man.
Right.
You know, they learned, and now she's doing what I was doing when she was 13, 14 years old.
Wow, I never knew that.
Yeah.
When I see it, I'm like, okay, that's good. That's real good.
Yeah.
That's real good. Real good.
You know?
So, your involvement in sports, and from what it sounds like, that's entertainment as well, because you sampling and you messing with a little entertainment, because you got to entertain the kids. So movie night and things of that nature. And I know for a fact, Taking to the Streets, you mentioned bands. I know some DJs involved. The block parties, take to the street block parties. You started doing
DJs,
right, taking them to different sections.
How I got mixed in promotion, it was kind of crazy. Me and Joe would go out, and I think me and Joe played at every bar in Trenton, man. That
would be DJ Slow Ice. DJ Slow Ice.
Me and him was out in Hamilton at Club 10. Mm-hmm. We was all over the place, and then with my voice, it started picking up. And people was like, Andrew, can you host a wedding? So I hosted Greg Grant wedding when he got married, and several other people. But I think what happened is when I was in Philly, and Rick Mahorn's, you ever heard of Rick Mahorn's?
Of course.
Rick Mahorn's the club, and I used to take city workers, and we used to go up there. I got in trouble two times. I went there and told them I was the deputy mayor of Trenton. So I didn't know it was live on WDAS. So when we was up there, I come back to work on Monday, I got a call, come to the office.
Wow.
And they was like, the chief of staff's like, man, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. But I had about 25 people from Trenton. We had Rick Mahorn's VIP.
Right.
We were sitting with Charles Barkley and the football players and everything. So and the funny thing with the chief of the staff, his name was Bill Watson. He the one that trained me. I mean, taught me a lot about politics and stuff. He was like, when is the next party?
Yeah.
So he could go. But we had fun though, man. But when Patty Jackson heard my voice, and she said, where you from? And I was talking, so we've been friends like 30 years.
Yeah.
You know, I can call her for anything. I love her to death. Patty Jackson at WDAS. So she said, you got a nice voice. So she hooked me up on some commercials. And then she had me do some of the shows.
Right.
And that's where I got the name, The Voice of the City. But she used to say the voice of Trenton.
Oh, okay. See, when Patty on and anything that's going down in Trenton, sometimes you don't even have nothing to do with it. But it's going on in Trenton. She'll mention Trenton, then she definitely going to mention you. You know,
that's my baby. Yes. So she always looked out for Trenton and gave us a shout out. You know, and I appreciate everything that she done.
Okay, shout out to Patty. Hey, Patty, you know, I'm trying to get you on this show, okay? Give me a nickname.
Yeah, that's my girl.
Okay. And it's being the voice of the city, you actually carry that title, you own that title is yours. Andrew, anywhere you go, even myself, Andrew, can you get on the mic? Can you introduce? Can you say a few words? And you know, and you speak at a lot of funerals.
Yeah.
Hate to say that too, but you know, you are one of those guys that just all around that you represent the city. You are the city, your voice, and man, you get up there and you get to talking. And you keep it 100.
Yeah.
You know, in your speeches, you'll talk about what's going on, and you'll get real.
Yeah.
You know.
But see, this is what I always tell people. My grandmother raised me. She said, if you open your mouth, make sure you tell the truth. He said, sometimes people don't like it. And sometimes the way I approached it or might say things might hurt people's feelings, but I'm not going to lie to you. You know, all of us have beef in this city, and a lot of jealousy in Trenton. You know that, but I'm gonna be real, and I'm gonna call it as I see it. So these are the things. That's who I am. So it's just like you hear somebody say they talked about you, but you didn't hear, but somebody told you. The thing about me, I'm gonna tell you in your face what I said now. If I repeat it somewhere else, you already know I said it. So you don't have to run up and say, man, did you see that? Say this. Yeah, I said it. And there's nothing to lie about. And I think that keeps friendships together, you know? And I hate when somebody come up to me and talk about, well, I heard what somebody said. Don't come to me with somebody said. And you know what I mean? That started a lot of controversy. So that's how I am. I'm straightforward. You might like it, might not.
And guess what? And you ain't gonna lose no sleep over it.
Oh no, I'm sleep good, bro. I'm too old to sleep good. I need my sleep.
That's for sure. But again, the voice of the city. I don't see anyone taking that title. I just don't see that. And the reason why I'm saying that because you're OG, you've been in the game. I'm right behind you on that stepping stone.
About 40 something years, bro.
Yeah, in this game. And we have a lot of the young generation coming up, you know, and when I say the young generation in the entertainment field, let me get it correct. And I mean DJs, promoters, new hosts, new MCs, you know, these up and coming, and it was just recently a new award show, Trenton Heroes.
Trenton Heroes.
You know, I like to say that's a new generation.
Yeah, that's a new generation. I'm with, support. Just because you have something, you should support the next person too, you know. And I know, I've been doing these shows. We had the Black Image Award.
First,
we ran that thing for about 25 years.
Absolutely.
And then after Mayor Mack came in office and he wasn't doing it, I took it over and did it for sickle cell anemia to raise money for sickle cell anemia. but we had the Talent Quest. That was something we made up with Mayor Palmer's mother, Dorothy Palmer. And what we would do, we would get the kids in the city. We have a 2-day show.
Okay.
And I'm an MC, and we'd get the kids on there. We'd pick the top 2. Mm-hmm. Then we'd get 2 buses. The parents would go and take them to the Apollo.
Oh, okay.
I promise you, every time we went there, we won or we came in second place.
Oh.
Our kids in Trenton had so much talent.
Right.
And I'm looking at them now, they mothers and stuff like that.
Right.
They used to be dancers, singers, you know, so it's a positive thing. Right. And then just getting back to that, I think my first gig of promoting a band, and that band the following year ended up playing at Doug Palmer's first Black Mayor's gala.
Okay.
At the Justice Complex.
Okay.
So this band, we was at Gene's Place. You don't remember Gene's Place?
Nah.
It's not now, man. It was on Oldham and Greenwood. Man, that's what we was killing it. We was rocking Gene's Place. So anyway, Nate the Great.
I remember Nate the Great.
No, he was running around then. He said, man, bring the band in. And it had 5 members. And I said, man, well, what you gonna pay us, man? We gotta get paid.
Right.
He said $100. And a bottle of Dom Perignon. That's what he paid us.
Yeah, okay.
Now, when I tell you who this band was,
I'm waiting to hear
you want to know?
Yeah.
So I was taking this band and we was going around playing. Soon as Doug got in office, he said, Andrew, find me a band. I said, I got one. Right. And he listened to him. It was Michael Richardson.
You know what?
The Flex
the Flex band. Yeah.
Steve and all of them.
Yes.
And they did the first show. So then after that, they just blew up.
Right.
They kicked my ass to the curb.
Oh, wow. You was like, David Ruffin.
Let me back in.
Oh, man.
But no, it's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
And you know, Michael been working with you. Music, working in the parks with me since 1990 something. But
right.
Yeah, the Flex Band was another group I promoted, and I had Heritage Day. Mm-hmm. I was doing Heritage Day for years. I had the main stage, and then when we start working when we start having the jazz festival.
Right.
Man, you talking about MCing, man, and I would drink some Paul. I was drinking, give me a couple shots of Paul Masson. Get on that stage, it was over, man.
And it was hot.
It was hot, man. We had Erykah Badu. I was in the dressing room with Tina Marie. Mm-hmm. What's his name? He was a short guy. He was a mean little singer. But we had some big groups here in Trip, man.
Yes,
you know, and I MC with them. So that just took me to another level when people would come in town and be like, can I pay you for this and that?
Right.
Yeah, man. So.
Yo, listen, those were good times.
It was beautiful times.
Because I was doing that time before me, and because I met the Flex Band when I started DJing at Blackjacks, and that's where my DJ career came into play.
For real?
Yeah. Because actually, I don't know if you remember, Andrew. Actually, you met me at Blackjacks. That's when, I know we're not talking politics, but Doug was running and I was DJing that night. Okay. And you got on and Doug talked and everything. And I'm young and up and coming.
Okay, so that's when we met.
That's when it was at Blackjacks. When Doug was.
That was a while back.
That was a long time ago. Yeah, we OGs in the game, baby. OGs. Oh, big shout out to my man DJ Eddie Boone, Jermaine White. We see you, bro. Keep doing what you're doing.
My boys, Eddie Boone, Jermaine,
Determined T. Hey T, what's up? You know, we sending some love. We thank all y'all for tuning in. You know, got the great one here sitting with me, and we basically sitting here reminiscing about how the good times were back in the day.
Oh man.
Andrew, you've been in these streets for a long time, bro.
I've been in the streets, the good way and the bad way, so I know the streets and every alleyway.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Do you ever pay to get in any event in this city? Hey, yo, you think about it. You Andrew, do you really think they're gonna charge him at the door? I mean, like Andrew, you just walk in here like I'm here, and hell, somebody.
But it's good that people invite me and they're like, man, just come on, It's a beautiful thing, and then I know when they do invite me, they're gonna get me to do something. So I already know. So I'm gonna pay for coming in for free. Believe me, it's gonna be something.
It may be talking or getting things in order.
Help me with this, man.
And since we gonna stay on this entertainment thing real quick because let me rewind the tape real quick. Andrew Bobbitt and what was the name of the organization again? For the first Black Image Awards.
That's what it was. It was.
Your team, I forgot the name.
I Never Give Up.
Never Give Up organization. Yeah. Never Give Up organization.
Never Give Up.
That was the first Black Image Awards here in the city of Trenton. I was honoree.
Yes.
That went on for years. So a lot of honorees back then, including myself, would like again the new generation that's coming up.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you guys that's being recognized for the things that you do, and keep up the good work and keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? I can't announce everybody's name, but the young lady in the team that put that together, Tosh,
she did great. She did great. Okay. Matter of fact, she still ain't pick up her check that we got for, but
wow.
I'm letting her know now. She looked at this. I tried to call her today,
okay.
But I was very impressed. It's a new generation. It's a new swing how they do it. But it's all good, man.
All good.
And it's just like sometimes when we look at the new generation and they talk about reinventing the wheel, you're not really reinventing the wheel. The wheel was already here. What you're doing is just putting some more, making sure it runs.
Right.
And like a lot of this stuff I learned from other people. MCing. I always wanted to be like, when I was MCing, it's really called entertainment. Hype man.
Oh, right. Okay.
And what was the group? Fight the Power.
Flavor Flav.
That's what I wanted. When I seen Flavor Flav, man, Flavor Flav, he was the hype man.
Right.
And that's all I wanted to do, and just to get the crowd. Some DJs, and me and you talked about this. DJs come in. Some DJs play what they want to hear. I always, when Joe Mims, Slow Ice, we was out, I would go in the crowd with the mic, see how the people moving. If anybody dancing, trying to hear what they want to hear, then I go back upstairs, Joe, you got to play this.
Right.
You can't keep playing club. You got to go back to the 80s or 90s music.
Right.
And I always listen to the people.
Right.
Because them the ones that keep the party on,
Absolutely.
And I used to hear that, but with this generation, I'm proud of them, but I always tell people it was people way before us that got you to what you see. And Stacey Haddon, he has his awards group. Other people have it, but it started there. With the Black Image Awards and just honoring people. And then Stacey took it to another level. That's my boy. He ain't honored me yet, but that's my boy. But the thing about it, man, we gotta keep on. And then like the promoters, they had a lot of promoters. What's Positive Force? Who else was out here? Latrice. Who else? Greg. Is that Greg that have his events?
Greg Bell.
Ice. Man, we was back there doing that thing, man. Right. But I'm gonna tell you, when you have those guys, we was in the 90s. But then here come this little short dude. He comes up and take it to another level. I love him like that's my little brother. Ain't nobody mess with him.
Hey.
You know what
I know you talking about, but it's funny you said a little short dude.
Yeah, little
and
short dude.
Now, I'm sitting here saying, is he ain't really that short, is he? You know?
For me,
yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you, I love Anthony Walker, man, is like my little brother, man. And I know when people try to attack him, me and him talk all the time. Anthony said, man, they ain't gonna worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I'm gonna take it to another level. Man. And see, that's how I compete against people.
Right.
You might copy what I do.
Right.
But then I'm gonna, okay, you doing this? Let me take this to another level.
Right.
I'm gonna keep you from following me.
Right.
But at the same time, you're not trying to be funny or be better than that person, and they're gonna follow that step with you.
Right.
But Anthony, to me, I know I ain't trying to get nobody mad. I love everybody.
Facts is the facts.
But the best promoter I've been around, and I've been around a lot of promoters, Anthony Walker takes things to another level, and I love that boy, man. He bad like that.
Yo, yeah, absolutely. I had the pleasure of going to some of the events. I even had the pleasure of DJing events for him. And you know what? The Eagles part, you know I had to be there for that. And Cherry Hill, when he had that part, he said, he took, man, I need you to get the mic. Because, you know, he asked me that.
You know, Baltimore Ravens fans had an Eagles party.
Well, because the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
No, he know how to make money. That's right.
That part.
That promoter. That's a promoter.
Hey, and guess what? I walked in with a gift for him that day.
Oh,
I did. I walked in with a gift, but he, you know, you're right. You got to think. Sometimes you got to think outside the box. You got to do things that I know. Ain't nobody going to do this. And the April son, Greg Posey, was here, and he does the drag shows. And I'm saying to myself, man, he was kicking some numbers on the show. Yeah. That might be a party to throw. You know, think outside the box.
Exactly, and that's what you do. You don't do the same thing a person do. And I'm gonna tell you, remember this. I remember Facebook came out. What did I have at the Armory? I had a Facebook cabaret. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And the thing about it, we had a big screen and we were shooting it out to all the people riding around, where y'all at? And people was coming in, man. I thought it wasn't gonna work. Next thing you know, it was packed up in there, man. A Facebook cabaret. And I'd be laughing at Anthony. Anthony make up shit like that too. That's when he did that bingo thing. I was like, what the hell? That's something my grandmom used to play. Yo, bingo.
Right, my mom used to bring the marker home, and but guess what? I be going to little bingo trying to win that money, you know. But they doing it a whole nother level.
Yeah, it's a whole level.
Yeah, any promoter, especially us older promoters, you know, these newer promoters coming out now, and I love the flyers and the ideas they come up with. And like, hey, Stillo, cowboy boots and hats, party, sneakers and tuxedos, you know.
And the thing about it, soon as you see it, sometimes you don't wait until it be something big, but you should, as a promoter, you should say, oh, they doing the boots on the ground. And that first video, or if you see it on Facebook or TikTok, it was like, man, that's cool. Should have jumped on it right then.
Right then and there.
Right then and there. Don't wait, because now you're going to have 1,000 people doing it. As soon as something should tell you, if you're a real promoter, oh, this right here won't work. Right.
And especially those that travel. When you travel, you get to see other places in the world, like you, of course. And you, oh man, they doing this over here in Mississippi. Man, we need to do that in Trenton. You know what I'm saying? Crawfish ball party. Yeah. Trenton don't know too much about crawfish, but guess what? Bring it here and do it. You know.
But you know one thing, people. Remember when you were small? They said when you wanted to hear a record, they said when a record come out, it always comes from the South first before it gets to the East Coast.
Right.
So a lot of time the South be rocking. We call them country and all of that. I know, I'm from there. Now, we was rocking.
Oh, I got a freeze over here. I don't know what done happened. Keep going. We should be good.
It's freezing up over here, huh?
But YouTube should be going good. I ain't getting no feedback. Give me 1 second. Let me just, if y'all still watching on YouTube, just give me 1 second. I just want to make sure you good over here. Yes, YouTube is still going. We good over there.
It's your Facebook friends.
Yeah. No, we still good. We still good. Just that it just tuned down. We still good. So sorry about that, people. We're back. We just want to make sure Andrew was still looking good for the camera, you know. So I know we definitely getting into time, and but we want to hold y'all up, and I want to hold Andrew up. So we're gonna keep this interview going. And real quick, Andrew. Now you started the DJ Coalition. Trenton DJ Coalition. I forgot what year that was.
Oh man, I've been looking at the pictures. It had to be like middle 2000. Hold up, let me see.
Early 2000?
2000 and who was in office? Had to be 2014.
2014?
Like 214. Yeah.
And that was a beautiful thing. Even though I caught a lot of heat for that.
Yeah.
I caught a lot of heat for that.
Yeah.
But
believe me, you know it's good because, like I said, when you got an idea, you bring people in, and even if I couldn't do it every day, you took it and was trying to keep everybody together. And some people ain't like it. And you know, when we had our first meeting, and when we say the DJ Coalition, Trenton DJs Coalition, it was Trenton DJs. The reason why we was all talking about this, and I'm gonna say this, some promoters might get mad. We was getting tired. We got 30 damn DJs in Trenton, play all different kind of music. But some people would come and have events in Trenton and not use our DJs. And I felt like that was a slap in the face, you know? And I'm telling you, and some of them today, I still be saying, man, why you can't get the DJs from Trenton? You telling me these people better? This DJs out here is just as good as them or even better.
I agree.
So that's why we started that coalition.
Yes, I remember.
While I was working for the city, everybody could get a piece. So I knew if I had different events, I might could get this DJ this week, get that DJ the other week. Everybody can eat. Everybody needed to eat. And that's what that was about. You know? When all the other bullshit it started it all, y'all too.
Oh man, listen, let me set the record straight. When Andrew started the coalition, you know, we talked along with other DJs, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I was on board, and every DJ that was on that panel, I loved them all. I didn't even know some of them. They was like spacemen older than me. I didn't really know them well, but I got the opportunity to work with them, and I love each and every one of those DJs then, today, and still, you know. And it's funny that you mentioned that, and that goes to show you how far back this has gone, that our local DJs felt kind of shunned on some events. We got new up and coming DJs now, and that's, you know, so it's more than, but there was 30 then. I think we look at that 60, 70 now. Good DJs, good DJs, you know. So and you know, and I just had to throw this in there. I had to throw it in here since we on that level. You know, like my event, which is July 26th, the Battle of Monument. Nobody ever done that before, you know. So I know, you know, we have house festivals, other people doing house festivals, but this is not a house festival. This is a house get together. Me and you've been talking about that for longest years, how I wanted to do it. So, and I'm using local DJs. In my eyes, these are legend local DJs.
I've seen the pictures, and I appreciate that because we are just as good as these DJs they bring out of town, man, and we got a lot of talent. And they always, like I said, I always go back to my grandmom. You take care of home first before you venture somewhere else. Always take care of home, and I'm proud that you're doing that, man. So
thank you.
I know everybody can't be there, be on the scene, but guess what? It's next year. You can be on the scene. That's why it makes me mad about people. And And this came from DJ Slow Ice. He taught me something. DJ Slow Ice told me, like sometimes we miss something and everything. I used to get mad, man, you ain't call me. He said, you can't be at every party. You can't be at every party. And then at the same time, I took that and said, okay, you can't be everywhere. So when your time comes, shine. That's it. You shine.
Be grateful for whatever opportunity you get.
Yeah.
And when you get it, shine. Do your part, do your thing. Man. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? I would like, you know, like you said, I can't have everybody on. The stage ain't big enough for everybody. Okay.
That's true.
And next year, hopefully, it just goes well. I have another 7 or 8. I already got them here.
Yeah.
You know, go see them, and you know, just shine, rock out, and come support. Let's support it. Let's support each other. You know, I mean, I actually got DJs from out of town that's coming to show support. You know, so you know, I'm glad you brought that up, and I was so happy that you coming on to talk about the DJ Coalition because you know, this goes way back in our own hometown. You know, my mom might want to come hear me play.
Yeah.
You know, your aunties and your family members and your kids who may not know or heard. But guess what? The Battle Monument is wide open. And let's, to my DJs that's rocking, rock out. You feel me?
That's it.
Yep.
That's it. Because a lot of times when they know somebody from Trenton, you got a lot of friends here. Mm-hmm. So when they know you rocking, people follow you. Every DJ got a follow.
Absolutely.
There's no DJ don't have a following. Right. Even if it's 2 people, that's a following.
You got a following.
So give these DJs a chance, man. And I'm saying this to all of y'all. Come on, man. You know, we all go to different events. We all rock together. We all support each other. Mm-hmm. Put Trenton back on the map, man. Yeah, we got the baddest DJs in this damn state. I know that.
If Andrew got to bring the Coalition back, damn it, it's going to be a problem.
So, and another thing I wanted to talk about, what was the African American Festival? You know,
is that part of Juneteenth or that's something totally?
No, it wasn't Juneteenth. We started. You know who helped start the African American Festival? L.A. Parker from the Trentonian. He called us right back in early 2000, and he said, "Andrew," we came to Mayor Parman. He said, "Andrew, we're going to get these people together, and the city, the newspaper, LA got this money." He was like, "Can you do this? Can you do that?" I said, "Man, with that kind of money, I'm gonna find all kinds of groups."
Right.
Man, we had at least 7,000 people in Calvert Park, 3 stages. And I went to go pick up this group. They drove in at the bottom of Calvert Park. You know, you make a right, the barracks.
Oh, I know.
And they had them down there, so I had a little car. I said, this group coming. So I went down there to get them. I'm riding with them. I said, how y'all doing? I said, y'all look familiar as hell. Guess who it was? They was in Trenton at Calvert Park, Boyz II Men. Just starting out.
Word?
Boyz II Men was just starting out. And they was here in Trenton. You know, wow. And they was rocking right here, singing the song, singing one of the hit songs they had right here in Trenton. And that was the first African American festival
at Calvert Park.
It was at Calvert Park. We did it for 3 years, and then you know, we had so much stuff to do, and then next thing you know, we passed it on to what's her name and them. So we passed it to the next generation, so they doing it.
Okay.
But always remember, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. But sometimes I like to say, I'm glad I started a lot of things. Mm-hmm. I don't regret what I have done, and I'm not done. I'm still not done. I still got some tricks. I still got some tricks. I still got some tricks, and with the connections I do have, and I share my connections, you know. But I got some few tricks.
I want to say I'm glad that you started and done a lot of things because you put me on plenty of times. You know what I'm saying? So I think
Club XL.
Hey, listen. Well, Club XL wasn't really my
forte.
Yeah, that wasn't, I was in like a lot of the bars, and one of the things that I have learned from you, because I watched you over the years, you see people, you pay attention, you look, you watch, and you learn. You ain't never too old to learn anything. When you have a platform and a voice, you're gonna have followers, listeners. It makes things so easy for you. And I watched you over the years, Andrew. You got the platform, you got the voice, and it makes it so easy for you to say, "I want to throw a party." Eastern Cabaret or River Section Cabaret. I want Facebook. I want to throw a party, and guess what? They're coming. They're coming. People listen. You throw a party. We know we gotta listen to you for at least 15 minutes on the mic. So,
that's only when I'm drinking that Parmesan.
So you got those qualifications as a promoter and good people, so all that comes into play. And I watched you and learned that over the years. Platform, voice. Pay attention. And people will, like you said, will follow you. Definitely will follow you.
Because when you put something together, that's what's wrong. You got to do it for the people. You got to show love. It's just like making gumbo. You got to put your foot in. You got to know how it tastes. You got to keep putting them ingredients, but you do it for the people, and the people come out. But I'm gonna tell you one thing I never accomplished, and I want to accomplish in this city, and it's so hard. And it's our churches. I always wanted to have a gospel fest. And me and Tony Jackson was going to bring a top tier person in. We had to get the money right there, and it wasn't right. But I just want to have a gospel fest in Millville at the Park with the praise dancers and all the churches. If we could get all the churches together. And that's another thing. Our churches, man, you wouldn't believe it, don't like working together, bro. Wow. I've been noticing this over 25, 30 years.
Wow.
They sometimes like the DJs, I swear to God.
Say that one more time, they like the DJs.
The pastors was doing this before y'all, the DJs. They don't want to work together. But no, that is my ultimate goal, is to have a giant gospel fest in Trenton.
Yeah, I can see that. I really can.
I'm gonna get it.
I can see that. I can see that. And you know what, though, Andrew? I guess you gotta roll with who want to get down and roll with you to do it. Because I'm sure. Say if you got 4 churches involved. The next one, other churches want to fall in line and want to get down. You know what I'm saying? So, but I can see that, man. Because again, I got to go back off the words my boy Greg Icebell mentioned. A lot of people's getting older, people leaving here, so they do still want to come out. Regarding it may be because some people do gospel now, and that might be something that I'm gonna come out for that. You know what I'm saying? The jazz festival, gospel festival. Yes. We play house gospel too. Yeah. So
I dance to it all my life.
Yeah. So that's a very good idea, bro.
And I'm gonna put a pastor out here and tell him he needs to help me, because he got all of that. He got the coalition. He know how to get in touch with people. Okay. So I'm gonna say that Pastor Broach.
I knew that name was
Pastor Broach. You need to sit down with me and let's get these churches all together. I'm calling you out, my brother.
Yes, he's a friend of mine on Facebook.
Yeah, that's my man, Pastor Broach. Me and him talk. Me and Pastor Broach talk. I talk to a lot of pastors, man, that I'm very excited to be around, and they inspire me to a lot of things. Some things they say really touches me. So,
okay. Well, Andrew, that is definitely a good idea, bro. And our time is just about up here, but I know you mentioned that you do have some things that's still coming up. I know you probably don't want to put it out there right now, but you're more than welcome to. Anything you got. Not right now. Not right now. Okay.
Sometimes you start putting stuff out there, they'll come and get you.
Oh, man. Well, you didn't say you was the deputy mayor, so you ain't got to worry about nobody bothering with you about that. So
and then I tell people, when people call me the deputy mayor, that title ain't been around since 1980 something, but it's another name people say to me. You know that. It's a name they give to me, so it's been going around for a while.
Yeah, well, I said we wasn't talking politics. So
I'm not that. Yeah.
Right now, I'm chilling with the promoter, former athlete, voice of the city, host MC, Mr. Andrew Bobbitt. You know what I'm saying? We live in that political stuff.
That ball over there.
Yeah, that's this is the 111, baby. Entertainment, baby. Entertainment. But Andrew, brother, man, big bro, man, I appreciate you for coming on, man. I thank you. You know, I think you put a notch on one of it. You know, help me get up there and tell Patty Jackson I would love to have her on.
Patty.
Okay.
Come on down.
Yes.
I'm gonna call Patty and see if I can get her down.
Please do.
You know, she'll say you come up here and bring that damn sign. That's
right. And guess what? And I'll do it. So again, I thank my viewers for tuning in. One Love Entertainment Podcast, another hot episode. Everybody got a story to tell. You know, come on, you know, tell your story, you know, let it be known if you started something first, or not just that, how certain things started out, you know, your career, because your career, life changes may help somebody else with their career, and you know, so they can move on and blow up and do their thing, like we spoke of the next generation.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the next generation, and I'm gonna say this and I'm done. The young man, me and him wasn't getting along very well, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm the MC and all that."
Oh, okay.
He did not know who I was. He just thought I was a politician.
You talking about another little guy?
But he's my boy.
Yeah, another little guy.
So I would give a shout out to what we call
Kevin, number one host.
Kevin Hines, the number one host.
Yeah.
Now you can follow that lead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you continue to move up, but just go ahead. You know, I am the original.
Kev was a host. Kev was a host of my show, and like I told Kev, you know, him, books, dramatic, you know, they are the reason why I started my thing. And again, you know, I like to do things different. Yeah. You know, that's why I don't do politics and stuff like that. You know, I'm gonna stick to what I know.
Yeah, Kevin Hines is holding it down for us.
Yes, he is.
I gotta give you that.
I don't know where you get the energy from, but okay. But Andrew, man, thank you for coming on, bro. And appreciate you. Love you, man.
Yeah, man.
And to my viewers again, thank you. Good night. God bless, one love. See y'all next week for another special guest. You dig?
Peace.